In this example, we're going to be looking at finding probability that a seal pup is between 27 and 30 inches. So this is just an extension to the previous video. Unfortunately, the app or the program that I'm using will only allow me to record for 15 minutes max. So I didn't want to start recording and start a new video. So this one is just going to be an extension to the previous video. So again, we're looking for the probability that a seal pup is between 27 and 30 inches. So I've already drawn my curve, labeled it, and shaded the area of interest. So we're looking at the area between 27 and 30. And below here, I also drew my z-scale. Here we see that for a seal pup that is 27 inches, their z-score should be very close to -2. For a seal pup that is 30 inches, their z-score should be between 0 and 1. So step 1 is done. Let's go ahead and look at step 2. So step 2 is actually making that z-score transformation. But as we have seen from the curve right here, we see that we have two data values, and we also have two z-scores. And so this step is going to require more work than the previous lower tail example. So here, I'm going to go ahead and call x1 my first value. And then I'm also going to have an x2, which is going to indicate my second data value. The mean, the standard deviation, which should be the same because we're dealing with the same data set. So here, we're looking at the probability that a seal pup is between 27 and 30 inches. So these two are going to be my two data values. So let me say that 27 is x1, and 30 is x2. My mean is going to be the same, which is 29.5 for both, and then 1.2 for my standard deviation. So since we have two x values, we're going to have two z-scores. So for my first z-score, I'm going to call that z1. z1 is going to be x1 minus the mean all over sigma, which is 27 minus 29.5 all over 1.2, which is going to give me -2.08. I'm going to have a z2, which is going to be for my x2, which is going to be 30 minus 29.5 all over 1.2, which is going to give me a 0.42 z-score. So here I have my two z-scores. Moving on to step 3. Step 3 is finding the area. So since I have two z-scores, then I'm also going to have two areas. So when z1 is equal to -2.08, my area is going to be equal to some number. When my z-score, my z2 is equal to 0.42, my area is also going to be some number. So let's look at the z-score table. So z1 is -2.08, so we're going to be looking at the side with the negative values. So -2.08 is going to be this value right here. So -2.0, 100th decimal number is 8. So when z-score is -2.08, our area is 0.0188. For my second z-score, I have a positive number. And so if you look, this side right here is only for negatives. If I keep scrolling down, we have the positive z-scores. So 0.42. So we're going to be looking for 0.4, matching it up to 100th decimal number with the 2. And so we see that when the z-score is negative or is 0.42, our area is 0.6628. Okay, so that's not our final answer. We need to do something with the area. We can't just have one, or we can't just answer the question with two areas. Let me actually call it this area 1, area 2. So whenever you're looking for the probability or the area between two numbers, you have to subtract these areas. Because again, this is only going to be considering the area to the left. The second area right here is only considering the area to the left. So we have to subtract them in order to find the area in between. So we're going to take area 2 minus area 1, which is 0.6628 minus 0.0188, which is going to give us a final area of 0.644. Okay, so now that we have the final area, we have to make a final conclusion. So that's in step 4. So the conclusion would just follow that there is a 64.4% probability that a randomly selected seal pup is going to be 27 and 30 inches. Okay, so there is a 64.4% probability that a randomly selected seal pup is between 27 and 30 inches. So to recap this problem, so in this problem right here, we're finding the probability that a seal pup is between 2 inches, 27 and 30. So since we have two values, we are going to have two z-scores, which we found. With two z-scores, we're going to have two areas, area 1 and area 2. But again, area 1 is only considering the area from negative 2.08 to the left. Area 2 is considering the area from 0.42 to the left. And so in order to find the area in between, we have to take area 2 minus area 1. So it's always going to be the larger area minus the smaller area in order to find the area in between. And so our final answer, or we should get a final area, and that's going to help us make the conclusion. So for this problem right here, there is a 64.4% probability that a randomly selected seal pup will be between these two values.